So we're going to hop into a video right now about holding out for the right one. And over the last week, I did a couple videos like themed about this. So I did this video where I was like, hey, come up with a list of qualities about your ideal person and narrow it down. And that way you'll train your brain how to look for it out in the world. And then I did this video where I was like, if you settle for somebody, it's like a fucking tragedy because you're cheating yourself. But even worse, well, I mean, in a sense, even worse, is like that girl that you would settle for if you're a guy. You know, you're cheating her out of all the 2,000 other guys that would love to fucking pull out the stops for her, right? So it's not cool. It's like totally not cool to settle. And so today I just wanted to piggyback on those other videos and just talk about how holding out for the right one is exactly what you want to do, but it's fucking hard. So I'm gonna talk about that. So so let's cut into a little aerial view of my dating life. So for those of you who don't know, like I had a 10-year marriage, got divorced, kind of did this little effort in rebellion, which was to date my ex-girlfriend, who's like polar opposite of my wife, was with her for a year and a half, and then got crushed, started learning about dating, and then going out aggressively over the last year and putting all this shit into place, like looking for what it is that I want. Okay, so that's my little dating history in a nutshell. Okay, so, I mean, you know, saw people before my wife, but that's like what's relevant to right now. So, okay, so let's take that. Over the last year, where I've been single, right, and looking for what I'm looking for, it would be easy for anybody to get discouraged over that time when you're not finding what you're looking for. So I've had a few people where it could have turned out to relationships. And this is what I want to talk about, is like holding out for the right one. Because I've met some really fucking incredible people over the last year. Like I've met people that I wouldn't take a thing away from, like beautiful women, women that have their shit together, women that have some really fucking cool qualities, women that would be like perfect for somebody else. And so I think about it as like a near miss. Like say you're driving down the road, somebody else is driving down the road, you kind of swerve into each other's lane, and then you fucking veer off at the last second. And that's kind of what I would call these, you know, potential, like these relationships that just didn't happen. It's like you're driving down the road, this is your dating life, you know, the other person is the other car, and you guys swerving into the lane is the date. You look over, you notice the red flag attached to their antenna or whatever, or maybe it's not a red flag, maybe it's just like a incompatibility. And then you fucking swerve off and you're just like, let me get the fuck out of here. And that happens. It's happened with a few people, you know, for different reasons, but shit that's come up over the last year where it wasn't the perfect fucking puzzle piece match. Okay? And so what's funny is that it takes strength to choose that. It takes strength to choose to not go for the thing that's like almost what you want. And kind of tell yourself, well, we'll work into it. Because think about it, when you're single, you don't have the companionship. You may not have the sex. You know, you're going to be lonely probably to some extent, right? I mean, even if you have a great friend group or whatever, you don't have that like that deep companionship that you'd get from a partner potentially, right? And so it's tough, right? So to be single, especially for a period of time, like an extended period of time, you know, you want to be happy with your own life. You want to have the strength to not choose, you know, somebody that's like maybe a 8 out of 10 or whatever, right? And hold out for what you're looking for. And so I say all this because, like, I'm kind of in these shoes now. So after a year, okay, so hopefully it doesn't take anybody else this long. But in my life, it's taken me a year of like going out every weekend, sometimes multiple people in a weekend, you know, having created my list of what I'm looking for, paying for a lot of fucking dates, spent a lot of money doing this, reading tons of dating advice and learning what to do and what not to do, so that way I could go out more, right? Because if you're a guy and you don't know how to get them to stop flaking, or if you don't know how to get past certain hurdles that women put up, if you're talking online or whatever, like you're not going to have enough dates to even choose, right? So you want to equip yourself. You want to equip yourself to be able to go out a lot, and so that takes skill, right? So it's this time period of like getting where you need to be, and then starting to go through people and start to like, you know, create some choice, the ability to have choice. Not everybody has that. Like a lot of people, they have choice within this little box, and that's what's comfortable, that's what's convenient. And so what I'm really trying to say is like, so I'm in these shoes now, and it's still kind of early, but I met somebody that kind of checks a lot, like fucking, maybe all the boxes for me. And it's still fucking early, right? But being in this, so you start to see somebody like that, and then you kind of look back and put it in perspective where you could have, instead of the near miss, you could have collided, had a relationship, maybe spent 5 years, 10 years, or the rest of your life in something that was good, but maybe not amazing. And it just puts things in perspective. So I think back to my last year, of my life, and I think like, fuck, like it's been hard. Like it's taken discipline to not over pursue somebody that was a bad choice, to not to not maybe accept affection from other people that it would have been nice, but it wasn't exactly what it needed to be. And I think like, God, other people are going through this too. So it's worthwhile to talk about because you keep doing it. So I really feel like this is like a life, pursuit that's worthwhile. And I talked about this the other day. I'm like, like you start a business, you dream, you make a lot of money, and then you go buy the dream house. Worthwhile. It's like, that's your fucking, that's your ultimate milestone. And, like you lift weights, you get the abs, maybe you get the 18-inch arms or whatever the fuck, right? And then that's your ultimate milestone. And I really feel like with relationships, like you get somebody that you connect with, like right here, up here, and down there, right? And that's fucking worth it. That's fucking amazing. Like, think about it. Like, you get maybe 90 years on this earth, right? We're biological creatures. Then you're gonna fucking die. You're gonna rot in the ground. Maybe there's no afterlife, right? And this is all you fucking get for as much as we know. So we're right here on this fucking planet. And as a species that has two genders, right? We're not asexual. We are designed biologically to fit in with each other, right? And be attracted to each other. There is nothing more fucking magical on this planet, as far as what I can tell, is spending time around that person that fucking does it for you. That is to me, that's the most beautiful fucking thing on this planet. Like, I mean, like right along with it, right, is like your kid's smile, is maybe whatever your favorite activity is, right? So I don't know, like climbing a mountain and watching the sunset or whatever. We have these moments like where we're just alive, right? But I think like being with this amazing fucking person is like, that is one of the most ultimate experiences you can have on this earth. So you might as well go after that person that makes you feel like that is the shit. Like that's your goal. So I just want to put this video out there. So, just to say that, like if you're going through this and you're starting to get frustrated and you're tempted to settle, maybe, that you should not do it. You should keep holding out. But it takes strength. So I empathize with that, because you have to build the skills to get out there, and then from that place hold out for long enough to find somebody that's fucking amazing. And don't try to tell yourself that the person is what you want if they're like almost what you want, because that's tempting too, and I've been there too. And ultimately you're cheating yourself out of the fucking magic that can happen. And I think that's really the bottom line of this video. It's like, don't cheat yourself out of that fucking magic. And so it took me a year, and like, I hope it doesn't take you a year, but it could take even longer than that. And what I want for you, what I want for myself, what I want for everybody is to have those fucking moments where, stars are out, sky is dark, maybe you got a glass of wine, you're just chilling on the curb, like outside of your house with, your partner, talking about, this is my thing, right? Other people have other things, right? But like my thing is like that deep conversation you're talking about, like the world, and connecting on that emotional level, and it's like you're just fucking there. And for like a super like funny couple is just laughing and bullshitting at the bar, and that's their like ideal, right? Or maybe for a really active couple is like kayaking together, whatever, right? But it's those like moments, right? And I think everybody is due for that. Like that is everybody's, like Coach Corey Wayne says, that's your birthright. It is, like, by virtue of being a woman, like a human woman, by virtue of being a human man on this fucking planet, it's your birthright to find that, to have that. So don't fucking settle. And it's hard. I've done it. Like, I mean, I've been doing the journey, right? And if you're on the journey, like, hold out. So